Okay, so the Sharks lost to the Carolina Hurricanes today by a final score of 2-1. I mean, pretty close game considering how good the Hurricanes are. They're on a big win streak right now, but 2-1, and this game really came down to the end. And it's unfortunate because it would have been nice to at least get even an overtime loss, just seeing how hard our schedule is right now. But this is back-to-back losses, and yeah, Sharks lose 2-1. Andrei Svechnikov got the game-winning goal for the Hurricanes with just about 4 minutes left in regulation, and like I said, it put a dagger in the hearts of all the Sharks fans because we had a chance against a good team like this, and we also had a good chance against the Panthers last game, but poor defense at the end kind of just sold the game for us. That's something the Sharks definitely need to improve on. And Brent Burns did pretty good in this game on defense, but that was pretty much it. And Svechnikov got his 16th goal in the season, and that was the game winner. Yeah, so Frederick Anderson was really good for the Hurricanes. He was, doing really good in this game. I mean, only allowing one goal. And the Sharks' only goal was from Rudolph's Balcers, and that was in the third period. That tied the game up because the Hurricanes scored in the first period. There was a goal by Vincent Trocheck and put them up 1-0. There was no goals in the second period, which was a pretty good period defensively. But then in the third, of course, we all know what happened. Frederick Anderson was 27 of 28 on saves for the Canes. The Sharks had James Reimer in net. He wasn't terrible. I mean, a .931 save percentage, and he was 27 of 29. And yeah, the Sharks unfortunately just couldn't come in front. Dahlin and Milosh had assists for the Sharks. They've been doing really good lately, which is good to see. But the Hurricanes, they're just a really good team. They're clutch. They have multiple All-Stars heading to Vegas for the All-Star game. So, I mean, it was a pretty good game overall in terms of excitement, but it would have been nice to get, at least a point, an overtime loss or the win, especially considering how good of a team the Hurricanes are. That being said, I don't think a game like this really defines the Sharks. I think they're still a decent team no matter what, but we do have the Tampa Bay Lightning coming up on February 1st on Tuesday, and that we lost them very badly the game before that, and then following that we'll have 4 divisional matchups in a row: Oilers, Canucks, Knights, and Ducks, all in a row. So that's going to be a really important stretch of our schedule, considering this divisional standing right now. I mean, right now we are unfortunately 8 points back of first place, and it's weird to think that not too long ago that margin was only, I believe, 6 points at most. And we're 7 points back of second, and that margin I know is like 2 points like a week ago. And yeah, I mean the Sharks they've been kind of in a rough patch lately. But I mean I think a lot of that is due to their schedule. But yeah, like I said, next game will be against the Tampa Bay Lightning in Tampa, and that'll wrap up the road trip. But the Sharks lost to the Hurricanes today, and I mean the Hurricanes, like I said, really good team. They lead their division with 64 points, and I believe they have the second most. They're tied for the second most points in the NHL. So that's a lot. They're a very good team. They have 64 points, and the Sharks, are kind of a team on the rise a little bit. I mean, we're definitely capable of beating the teams like the Hurricanes, but they're a very good team, like I said. So I wasn't expecting a win, but it would have been nice, especially considering how close we were to defeating Florida last game. But yeah, I mean the Hurricanes, they're very good. Svechnikov is one of the best players in the NHL right now. They have other players like the likes of Sebastian Aho and others that are really good. Of course, Anderson is a great goalie. So I didn't really expect to win, but it would have been nice, especially considering that we tied it in the third period. But yeah, that Rudolph Balcers goal was nice. And but the Sharks couldn't capitalize when they needed to, especially defensively, and it's been a big liability lately. So yeah, that's something they definitely need to fix. Otherwise, I mean, of course our offense could be better, but when you're playing a goalie like Anderson, one goal, is still okay. So yeah, it's gonna do it. 2-1 final. Sharks moved to 22-20-3. Hurricanes moved to 31-9-2. Next game against Tampa Bay. So I'll see you guys later, and let me know your thoughts. Go Sharks.